Let's move on to our next speaker for you in this next 15, 20 minutes or so, specifically aimed at CEOs and executives, how to survive and thrive in cyberspace. Please give up some time for Mr. Amar Singh, everybody.
Where's the music? Hey, thank you. Greetings, everyone. I can't see anyone, actually. The light is shining, so I'll just pretend I'm talking to myself. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, let's try that first. One more time, please. Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Like I said, it's just noises. I can't see anyone's face. It's actually quite weird because the light is so bright, I can't see anything except for that. Okay. Is this going to work? How to survive and thrive. Folks, a guide for CEOs, executives, even the tech folks that are here. I'm going to keep it simple, fairly straightforward. I'm going to make it interactive, a little bit about me. That particular style of turban, Santa Claus is the only one that wears that. Yeah. As you can see these days, where is it? It's not there. Oh, it is there. Okay. As you can see, Santa Claus had much more black hair right now. When COVID becomes okay, December 25th. But otherwise, on a regular day, cybersecurity, my business partner is also in the thing there with the turban, not the same one, but a different one. But absolutely, cybersecurity is our passion. More importantly, and as we had over here, Lee on the cybersecurity angle of cars, but more importantly for us, it is also to make sure businesses are cyber resilient. Okay, I have a lot of experience. I'm originally from Singapore. I've been on the good old Beeb, very daunting. You can't take back, which is really interesting. So it's pretty much an interesting piece of advice. If you do want to learn how to speak to reporters, guess who you should watch? Anyone have any options? Uncle Tony Blair. Former Prime Minister. He has the best. You can learn a lot on how to talk to reporters if you watch him. He's not my uncle, by the way, just there. Anyway. So, that's me. I'm originally from Singapore. I've been here 21 years. I speak 5 languages: Japanese, Thai, English, obviously, Punjabi, my mother tongue, and Hindi. We are the creators of certified training by the NCSC in cyber incident and response. We are specialists in crisis management, done a lot of training. You can go to the website. If you do go to the website, sadly, you have to accept the cookies. That's how it works these days. But you can see almost 300 video testimonials, etc., etc. I have to say that 500 video and written testimonials. If I don't say that, Bal, who is sitting there, is not going to be very happy. We do have a lot of previous trainings, and you can find out more information about that on the website. But time for some interactivity. Folks who I can't see, in your opinion, what are the top few cyber threats that could impact an organization? Can I have people shout out, please? You mean the one who did the SolarWinds attack? The poor guy who got sacrificed. Anybody else, folks? Insider threat. Or ransomware. Or someone ran somewhere. I'm just trying to be a bit funny, folks. But realistically, I think ransomware, I think everybody is going to agree, is at the top of everybody's mind and pocket. Third-party compromise, good old supply chain. There is one, what's the saying? Taxes, death, taxes, and supply chain. Is it? Something like that, right? Data theft by staff, website compromise, the list could go on and on and on and on. I think there's some PDFs that go into 100 unique threats. But for a micro, here's another question. And anyone from the government, please don't answer. You may know this. So if you're not from the government, for micro and small businesses, in 2020, I think, what's the average annual cost of a cyber attack? A, 50 grand, B, close to 100, C, only 8, or D, 28. Who says A? Since I can't see your hands, you can probably assume you're putting your hands up. I can now. Who says A? Anyone? No. Who says B? Okay, 1 or 2 Bs. If it was an auction, you would have won it. C. Okay, 1. You know the answer. It is actually, folks, C. which is okay, actually, but if you start multiplying it by reputation damage, etc., it becomes a real pain, okay? And you do this, if you get hit by a ransomware attack at least twice a year, well, you can do your math. It's not really going to be very happy. Is the average annual cost, according to a government survey report, which I can share the link if you connect with me on LinkedIn. If you do connect with me on LinkedIn, you must like my posts, please, because that's what I check just before I sleep. Why are we here today? Just the facts. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing else. No fear, no uncertainty. I love dogs. I have a miniature Yorkshire Terrier. His name is AWW. Nope. You get it? No one got it. Oh, no, his name is Milo. And my password isn't Milo123, by the way. There's an exclamation mark at the end. You want to make sure you are not the news. It's easy to say, but trust me, you can very quickly become the news. And more importantly, you want to drive the narrative rather than the media driving the narrative, because the media absolutely will take you to you know where. The other reason you want to do this is because on the jet, which is to my right, to your left, is where criminals and nation states have their budgets. They're agile, you know what I mean, right? They don't have to write boring business cases and PIDs and all of those wonderful Prince 2 documents, which no one ever truly creates. But the reality is, if you as a business are not agile, you don't have to buy a jet. Please don't go and buy a jet and say, Amar asked me to buy a jet. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you got to be agile, you got to be quick. If you got the money, put it in the right place. But before you spend it, please finish listening to me. And here is the other reality, ladies and gents. Majority of small businesses are thank you, a tiny little creature at the bottom of the big, bad, fat tire. That is another visual to remember. But it's not all that bad. You've got the hard shell that'll protect you, hopefully. You'll still come out creamed out fully. But there is a way. But you've got to acknowledge that you are not cyber boring. Okay? If you keep thinking as a small business, or if your clients, for those consultants sitting here who have agreed to pay us 10% after they use this slide pack, if your clients are thinking they're not going to be attacked, guess what? They are. Nobody is cyber boring today. I think that's what even Stuart was also saying. And you cannot do this. The ostrich, I couldn't find the ostrich. I found a guy, right? And you cannot do this. I couldn't find the one pulling the turban out. I might have to create a separate photograph of that. That is what happens when our clients or our potential clients, when we talk to them, if they are hit by a ransomware attack or a cyber attack for that matter, whether they're small clients or large clients. I couldn't find the headless chicken image, because that's probably a better one. There is a lot of panic. Better prepare now. There is no 100% security, and one thing you really want to avoid doing, folks, is giving us the money. No, you want to avoid giving the criminals the money. Rather, you want to give Bal the money from Cyber Management Alliance. I'm just joking. You know what I'm saying. You do not want to give cyber criminals the money. 5G, 6G, smart cities, etc. Folks sitting in a toilet in China, India, Vietnam, UK. 20 bitcoins, 40 bitcoins, a lot of money. Life-changing money, even in the UK. Although with inflation, that might change very soon, right? But honestly, anyone can do this. And as a business, small business, listening in, hopefully, after the recording, you really want to avoid giving free, untraceable money to the bad folks. Now, next. And why are we here today? To save you some cash. 8,170 can get you a lot of services from Cyber Management Alliance. All right, I'll stop selling. Right. You really want to save yourself that money. More importantly, I was literally with a client just before I walked in. Their biggest headache is reputation damage. Interestingly, they said money is not a problem. Wow. All right? But reputation damage, they absolutely cannot afford. It is the only one thing that they cannot afford. They're even happy to pay the ransomware, which is interesting. No comments. But they cannot afford reputation damage. So for some, money is not the only problem. Bigger than that is the customer trust, the trust that customers and clients are placing in you. Okay? And then finally, obviously, we have this one, which many of you obviously are aware. It is still impacting human life, or it was until a few days ago. The Irish Health Service. Obviously, the impact has gone down since it started several months ago, but it is still impacting human life. Surely you must have heard this one. Now, although I know many of you don't run pipelines, hopefully. Is there any pipeline business here? Please talk to us afterwards. If not, the fact is, cyber activity is, okay, that's a bit weird there, but in a nutshell, cyber activity is impacting hardware. IoT, we heard about cars, and that's just the beginning. Imagine 50 million Audis. I only buy Audis, they're beautiful cars. For the BMWs, I'm sorry. But 50 million, all right, BMs actually stopping on the road at one time. That's a catastrophe waiting to happen. And that's what we don't want. Imagine that engineering firm hit by major ransomware attack. Ransomware is the single biggest threat. Do we hide in a cave, ladies and gents? Anyone? No point. You know why? Well, because you can now, when you go up to Mount Everest, still be connected. How sad is that? How cool, but how sad, right? And as we go on into 6G and 7G, and when they get chips in our bodies with the vaccines, I'm just joking. No. I'm vaccinated, by the way. Sorry. Whenever they do get chips, not through that, but everything will absolutely always be connected. But, and yes, the reality is we can survive and thrive. There is a lot of negativity. I'm not going to spend, am I okay with the time? A few more minutes? Right. There is a lot of negativity, a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Honestly, we should be celebrating the internet, but taking precaution. I think Stuart and many others here talked about all those important controls. I'm not going to take away, I am going to give you a couple of takeaways. I shouldn't be having too much sugar, but the fact is you can buy as much technology as you want, and that's just a random image I found on the good old internet. Could be another 3 or 4 of these with full of technology vendors. Yep. You could probably dedicate 10 of them just for Israel. They produce so much interesting technology for cybersecurity alone. But none of them are going to solve your problem. A small and medium business owner doesn't have to spend too much money, but they've got to be pragmatic. They've got to focus on critical assets, on what matters, rather than simply technology is going to solve all my problems. A lot of this has been said, so I won't spend too much time. Update the software, update your browser. Ladies and gentlemen, the window to the cyberspace, apart from apps, is the browser. And if you don't want to have a heart attack in the night, maybe in the morning, go and check the permissions of your extensions, browser extensions. Absolutely horrendous, seriously. And I use some of them, I have to be honest with you, because I have to get the job done. But if it is up to me, I would delete every single extension on the browser. Because pretty much all of them are not just invading your privacy, which most people don't care about, they're absolutely invading much more than that. And as things become more transparent, you can see that they will access your credit card information if they want to. So please be aware of the browser, not just the operating system. IT outsourcer, sensitive data is encrypted. Again, I'm just going to quickly whiz through because we could spend a huge amount of time discussing this. Don't implicitly trust your service provider. Please challenge them, especially if they're outsourced. Especially if they're outsourced to somewhere out of UK. Seriously. A lot of war stories I don't want to share now, but You can talk to me later. Some interesting stories from outsourcing. Consider the Cyber Essentials. Absolutely brilliant baseline journey to getting yourself, and I think Stuart also highly mentioned it, absolutely talked about it fully, absolutely endorse Cyber Essentials. Go for it. The worst thing will happen is you'll stop using Windows 7 for a change. Or Windows XP if someone's using it. Ensure you have an incident response plan. Simple plan, please, not 100 pages. Test your response plans on our website, cm-alliance.com. It's not the Christian Missionary Alliance, it's Cyber Management Alliance. You can download a free incident response plan template. Embrace the cloud. Obviously, do it with abundance of caution. Shadow IT, do not trust every cloud app, please. There are some really, really cool cloud apps, but trust me, they are brilliant at invading and stealing a lot of your data. It is shocking how much invasion of privacy. I'll take another 1 minute. If you look at many of the apps that you can download on the App Store, I'm a Mac user. For those Windows folks, I'm sorry. On the Mac Store, the funky email apps, go and read their terms and conditions. Hopefully, you probably will not use them again. It is absolutely scary. Do a bit of digging and research. And then, finally, this is where Bal is going to give me a pat on the back and buy me lunch on the way back. Designed for small and medium businesses. Our CISO, virtual CISO, you can call it what you want, it's a cybersecurity consultancy, experienced consultants at the fraction of the cost, professional advice, and we absolutely, truly, and honestly believe in trying to make every business cyber resilient. That's our main thing. You can contact us there, cmalliance.com, connect with me or Bal. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen, who I still can't see properly? Come on, at least one question. How old am I? Definitely not 50.
68.
60. Well done. Oh. No? All right, it's been an absolute pleasure, folks. Thank you very much. A bit of clap.
Thank you very much. Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. See? Told you'd be entertaining, didn't I? Amar Singh from the Cyber Management Alliance. Some fascinating stuff in there, and hopefully you took some of that on board.